Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Rams video. Thank you so much for stopping in. I really do appreciate it. But today we're going to be previewing and predicting who's going to win this Rams versus Seahawks matchup in the wildcard round. Now this one is going to be a little bit more difficult to predict just because it is playoffs, but mainly because we do not know who's going to be playing at quarterback for the Rams, if it's going to be John Wolford or Jared Goff. I'm seeing many things where they're unsure if Goff will play or not. I personally think Goff would be better for experience, but I think be the better player as what we saw last game. But that's a whole nother video for a different time. But yeah, that's going to be the hard part, is just knowing who's going to be playing. But let's just assume that Goff's in there, like McVay puts Goff in there just because he trusts him. He doesn't want to stir anything up in the organization. So let's just say he's here for the time being. So in that case, I would say that what the Rams would have to do is, again, I say this every week, you're going to have to be running the ball, making sure that you have that going, because with Jared Goff, we all know that you have to get the running game going and get everything going right for him so that he can do it, and it's not all based off of just what he has to do of passing all the time, because when that happens, he gets into a hole and he's just not very efficient when it comes to that. And especially in the playoffs with all that pressure, it's going to be very difficult for him to create things without a running game. So you're going to have to get that going, maybe do some jet sweeps and different things. Honestly, if Goff is in there, I don't think we're going to be seeing nearly as many aggressive play calls from McVay, unless it gets into like the late game and you're going to start needing those, or if you're trying to climb back into the game. So again, it's really going to depend on who's going to be playing the quarterback position for this time, but you're going to really need that. I think our defense for sure can step up against the Seahawks, because it was the number one defense all year. They just were flying around the ball. They were doing everything right. And that's just something we're going to need to be creating turnovers this game, and I think we definitely can. You see left and right the Rams players making turnovers, like Troy Hill last week. He's been doing really good, especially with getting those touchdowns off the turnovers too. But we're going to need to make sure that we're pressuring Seattle's QB, Russell Wilson, just because we know he's mobile. We got to keep him in check. I think Donald always balls out in this one, so that's going to be a key. But back to the offense, we're going to have to make sure that we are giving our guys the best shot to win, and that's a lot harder, or that sounds a lot easier than it is actually. But I think we're going to need to, if Goff is in there, assuming that he's going to be in there, we're going to have to be giving him some quick passes to get started, just to get his confidence going, because I feel like his mindset is really like a rookie all the time, where some things can just rattle him for the whole game if one thing goes wrong or if the pressure is put on him. So we're going to have to be making sure we get his confidence up early by doing a lot of quick passes, kind of what we see a lot this year, like quick slants, stuff like that. Make sure that Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods are getting it, because I believe Cooper Kupp will be back for this game, so they can create some of that yards after catch type of thing, and I'll get Goff in a rhythm. But those two feeding off of each other, getting Goff in a rhythm plus the run game, we saw that against the Patriots. Goff did not have to do too much when the running game was going. I say if Akers is 100%, that will give us a good shot at having a good running game, because last game he did not do his best. Still dealing with a little bit of an injury, so we're gonna have to get those two paired up well. And I think that something we could see if Goff does start this game, I think if he starts to go downhill, and by the time second half comes around, and he's having kind of a bad game, maybe like a couple turnovers, and he's just not moving it well, kind of like what we saw against the Seahawks last time that these two met up, I think we could definitely see Wolford be put into that situation. I just don't think we will see McVay just right from the get-go avoid his QB1 that he has had and he's developed a relationship with. He knows that he has the experience in the playoffs, so he could perform better, but we're going to need to be on our A game with offense, and I believe we could be. We just need to draw the right game plan. I think that we've only lost under McVay, we've only lost to the Seahawks twice, and it really should have only been once, because their line missed that one on the Thursday night when it went off and it just missed. That was just terrible to watch, but we have their number most of the times. We're just going to need to make sure our offense is consistent, need to make sure we are cashing in the red zone, just because our percentages in the red zone have been flat out awful. We need to be cashing in on those, because that could have been the difference last game when we did not cash in on those. So we're going to have to be making sure every drive is capped off with a touchdown if we get that red zone and make sure that we are holding them defensively. Those are my keys to the game. I'd say for the Rams to win, they would win by a touchdown. I don't see them being like dominating a team like this caliber in the Seahawks. And so those are the keys for the Rams to win. Thank you so much for watching this prediction. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe. Thank you so much, Rams House, and God bless.